Hello and welcome to Hearthstone Daily Quests. Today's part 2 of our Tempo Rogue deck guide, where we're going to look at 3 games played at the Legendary rank. We're going to focus on the mirror match because honestly about 25% of the meta from rank 5 and up is Tempo Rogue. As much as possible I try to explain my thought process on a turn-by-turn basis so you can understand why I make the choices I make. And along the way we're going to pause every once in a while and look at lessons learned during the game. Let's dig in. Okay, we're going to assume this is a mirror match. Leroy always goes back. Shadow Step goes back. SI7 I would keep on the coin, but goes back on the play. Alright, Tark Reaper's a pain in the butt. We can patches SI7, run patches in and weapon it. We can patches Cold Blood. I think holding on to the Cold Blood is pretty important.
This guy's toast.
Justice is mine.
Now we have 2 3/3s on the board to get buffed by Scalebane next turn.
Hey, lights out.
I'm gonna hang on to the weapon and hit the Hydra with it next turn if it gives us lethal. I think the card I want to see the least here out of our opponent is Serenite Chain Gang. That's what I get for opening my mouth. So do we just Cairn? Our opponent can't Bone Mare next turn because he already used the coin. You are always killing you. I think I'm going to do my best to set up for lethal next turn.
Justice is mine.
It's important to understand that the mirror match is about board control, not aggression, and including cards like Bittertide Hydra or Vicious Fledgling will weaken your deck in the mirror match. If our opponent had something like a Cobalt Scalebane instead of Bittertide Hydra here, he would have probably won this game. He was able to take complete control of the board turn 6, but by that point he had taken enough extra damage off of that Hydra that I was able to Leroy him out.
Hand of justice.
Okay, against another rogue, we're sending all of this back. We are likely to have mana available to weapon up next turn, so let's hit face. Oh boy, we are not in great shape. I know you can't see my face right now, but like, just imagine a look of like disgust combined with disappointment, combined with like just general anger. Okay. Even if things don't go your way in the early game, don't get tilted, stay even, think your turns through, plan ahead, and you never know when things are going to turn around for you.
Justice is mine.
Backstab SI. Okay.
This guy's toast.
Now we try to make sure we establish a board for next turn so we can Bone Mare into Bone Mare, which is, so I've heard, at least pretty strong. That means we're going to play these two dudes.
This guy's toast.
Justice is mine.
Yeah, let's clear the cairn.
Hey, lights out.
Quickly.
The coin is very powerful in this deck, and it's important not to waste it. Because my opponent held on to the coin until turn 7, he's able to just demolish me here. Okay. Shadows. Nice. Good play. We still have to assume that our opponent has Bone Mare, which would make him a 7/8, which Lich King lines nicely up with. Our other option is something like Cobalt Scalebane, South Sea Captain, Bone Baron, South Sea Captain. Neither of those feel as strong as Lich King. He also has 2 Zeral poisons, so it's entirely possible he can just bounce his Vile Spine again and just wreck me. Still, I think I have to make what I think is the best play, and that's Lich King. He's mousing over his toxins, which makes me think, oh, well, at least it isn't the bounce one. The bounce one would be disastrous. Well, we need to SI7 that Firefly down. And I want to play my Scalebane with it so that we buff the SI7 so that either of my minions trade with his Scalebane.
This guy's toast.
Oh, he drew into the Bone Mare. I think we're always killing you. We're seeing what we get off of you.
A tale of terrible tragedy.
And we're playing you. Oh, he was holding a Scalebane that entire time. Okay. So if we Bone Mare this turn, we can't really gain any value. Ho 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 ho! People always want to know what to replace legendaries with because they don't have it, and the answer is there just is no replacement. Sometimes those legendary cards win you games that otherwise you would not win. Oh, okay, we have a game, boys.
Justice is mine.
Trust the pirate's code. Trust the pirate's code.
Justice is mine. Smart moves, I concede.
Maiev versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine!
None can escape my fury.
Okay, so this could be a control warlock, but it's most likely Prince Keleseth warlock. Either way, we're keeping Firefly, we're throwing back Cobalt Scalebane and Bone Mare. And I'm not sure about Shaku, actually. I think we throw Shaku back. Yeah, we can do better. Okay, so turn 1, nothing. After mulliganing everything, turn 2, draw. Makes me feel like this is a control warlock, or it's Tempo warlock with a terrible hand.
Truth is found in death.
Still could be either. So we can burn our Cold Blood, or we can like weapon Southsea Deckhand and trade in patches in the deckhand and the weapon. If we burn a Cold Blood, we'll Swashbuckler, Flame Elemental, Cold Blood, and we'll actually have a bigger board remaining. I think I like that play better. Let's see what we get off of Swashbuckler. Karakazam isn't terrible here. We will Cold Blood you. Play you. Hellfire, okay. Correctly identifying your opponent's deck is vital to winning games. If I had trusted my gut and realized that, hey, this is probably a controlled warlock, I at least would have given myself the chance to play around Hellfire as opposed to playing directly into it as I did here.
Justice is mine.
Alright, so that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please be sure to click like, click subscribe. If you have something to say, good, bad, or otherwise, put it in the comments section below. I'm thinking about doing a part 3 of this video series, or even just making a Get Good at Hearthstone video series, and if that's something you are interested in seeing, let me know. We can make it happen. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.